Well, hey there. How are ya? I just wanted to do this little quick video. I've been asked a few thousand times this very question, so let's just make a video, okay? How do I get unstuck? How do I get myself out of a place where I feel like I'm either spinning or I don't know which direction to go or something like that? So I'm just going to tell you what I do, and this has worked for me time and time and time again. Not only has it worked for me, it also deepens my spiritual practice. This is kind of a riff on a class I teach about opening to channel. And so if you want to grab that class, please do. The link is below. But this is my little process that's specific to getting unstuck. And I didn't really address that in that class. That class was much more about like how to channel and how to become a channel and things. But this is a little thing that you can do, and anybody can do this, when you feel off, okay? When you feel unable to affect change, when you feel things aren't moving in your direction. So first of all, I stand still. I stop, right? It's like that whole thing about if you're digging a hole, it's time to stop digging, right? Like, just stop digging. Just stop. Just stop. Stand still. Okay? So in a way, you're kind of aligning yourself with the energy that you feel. It doesn't, again, it's like forgiveness. It doesn't mean you condone the energy or want more of the energy. But I feel like when you're digging a hole and you're in this energy of feeling like you're not getting anywhere, just stop. Okay? Just stop. Stop what you're doing. Take a few deep breaths. All right? This is really important. It's about grounding yourself. It's about standing still and being in the moment. The mindfulness practice is so powerful. Okay? And what all mindfulness is, it's not even a fancy word. It's a word for standing still. It's a word for not living in the future, not living in the past. A lot of times when we feel stuck or when we're not really grounded, we're not actually in the moment. And there is a time for every single experience that you have. It's not real that people move forward in a very linear fashion and we continue to expand and expand at the same rate. It's not, it's a lie. That's totally a lie, okay? That's the same lie that we think that time moves in one direction, that it's a linear thing. And it just doesn't work like that. That's how we experience it in our 3D little brains, right? That's how we experience it. So just acceptance of the idea that there's gonna be sometimes, ask Michael Jordan, ask Tiger Woods, ask, anybody who has a big giant career, a big giant life, anybody who's famous, ask Madonna, ask Kathy Griffin, right? Ask anybody who has a life that you see as like, oh, they're continually being successful. It's very, very even moving forward. That's not true. And they will tell you that. I'm sure that they would say, Michael Jordan's had plenty of crap games. And now, by my standards, they were probably great games because I stink at basketball. But he probably felt like he was stuck, right? Athletes in particular, there was a guy who played for the New York Yankees who actually lost his job because he's a second baseman, couldn't throw to first. It's kind of the job. He was so in his head that he could not perform one task, this very central task to his job. So if I were dealing with him, I would say to him, all right, you got to get out of your head. You got to stop thinking about it. You got to stop being in the I'm stuck, right? Take a few deep breaths, all right? In through your nose and out through your mouth. Just calm down. I'm sending you some nurturing energy. I'm sending you some, it's going to be okay energy. I want you to know that that's true. Okay? And just feel into that. Everything's going to be okay. This is a momentary thing. This too shall pass. Whatever you want to tell yourself, it's not a big deal. Okay? Just take some deep breaths in, take some deep breaths out. The next thing you do is I want you to shift your attention to something that brings you joy. Okay? I do with Charlie all the time. Charlie is a 4-footed joy machine. Okay? He's just this happy, running around, love, 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 love. Hey, aren't I cute? Little boy. Okay? And he is my little dog. He is the most wonderful joy, growth experience that I have ever had. All of the animals, all of my babies, my fur babies that I've had, that's what I do. I either go for a walk in nature with Charlie, I play with him, I sit down and watch something and I brush him, or I do something that is just, not a part of the issue. Take some deep breaths, do something else. Bake a cake, plant a garden, take a cruise, whatever. No, don't do that. But do whatever you want, okay? But just move away from the thing that's okay? So once you get into that place of feeling centered, all right? The goal is to feel centered and feel grounded. You can take your shoes off and go out into the grass and put your feet in the grass. You can really picture yourself growing roots down into Gaia, whatever you want to do to feel grounded. I cook. My mother used to be a chef. And she routinely would put me in front of this is when she was feeling a little bit lazy, I'm sure, would stand me I was 6. She would stand me in front of the refrigerator and go, "What's for dinner?" And I would have to make a dinner. She would make it, but I would have to come up with an idea based on what was in there, what we had. She didn't want to go to the grocery store. She was like, I'm not interested in getting in the car and going anywhere right now. What's for dinner, Mary Jo? And I'd be like, and the first few times it was definitely chocolate chip pancakes. And then we moved on from that. Okay. We moved on from that to, okay, we can use these vegetables and let's think about how we can use the chicken and what would be fun with that. And it was just this amazing experience of gratitude and creative thinking that had nothing to do with my schoolwork. I was 6 at the time, but had nothing to do with my schoolwork, nothing to do with boys, nothing to do with anything that was bothering me at the moment. So anytime she saw me, kind of spinning in front of the refrigerator, I would go, "What's for dinner, Mary Jo?" And I got pretty good at that. So it was a creative exercise that worked for me. You could color, you can, paint, you can make puzzles, you can do calligraphy, you can do something that's creative. I don't know that I would recommend it. I don't do this. I don't call another person and sort of hash it out, because you know what? You're pushing energy into the stuck feeling. What I want you to do is move over into this creative space. Creative space has no words, right? It's just this beautiful, fun, joyful. There's no expectation that it's going to be a career or anything, right? Just do something fun. Once you get into that place of feeling a little bit creative and feeling a little bit like you're open, okay? Because what stuck feeling has a tendency to shut down our chakras, right? Shut us right down. And then nothing happens. So when you get, fun things, Charlie, or you get, the creative thing about cooking or whatever, then what I want you to do is I want you to take some time and sit down with a journal. Okay, this is my journal. I have, hundreds of them. And I want you to take do the deep breathing, do that for a few minutes. Right? Do some deep breathing, really deep breaths, 3 or 4 deep breaths, and then breathe normally. But feel yourself getting nice and comfortable, get yourself into a place, right? And just let yourself go. Nothing to do here. Just keep breathing and get yourself nice and calm. And then I want you to ask a question. What do my guides want me to know right now? Don't ask for a solution to the stuckness. What does my guide or guides, what do they want me to know? What do I need to hear? And then shut up. Shut up. Listen. Sit there for a few more minutes. You can have your journal on your lap, and you can have feelings, you can have sensations, there can be things coming into your mind, pictures coming into your mind. You could take your pen and you could just start writing. You could just start writing whatever comes into your head. This is like brainstorming. Remember we were learning, remember in corporate America when we got out the whiteboard and we put up ideas and no idea was stupid, right? And that's channeling. Okay, that's one way to channel. It's a really good way to just start writing down whatever comes to your mind, whatever comes to your mind, whatever comes to your mind. Do that for a few minutes. Do that for a couple of pages in your journal until you bust through your thinking mind, until you get to the real good stuff on the other side of that, which is your connection to spirit, your connection to your spirit guides, your connection to your higher self, all of it is just on the other side of that thinking brain that thinks you're stuck. It's an illusion. You're not stuck. You're not stuck. You're waiting for more guidance. Okay? So reflect on what you've written. That's kind of the next step here, is reflect on what you've written. Right? So you got yourself calm and centered. You got yourself into a little bit of a joy. You kind of shifted yourself out. Got yourself a little bit of creative stuff going on. And then you ask the question, what does my guide want me to know? And you got a bunch of stuff on paper. While you're sitting there, the other question you can ask is, what needs to be healed right now? And or you can then ask, what do I need to learn right now? If you need a healer, get a healer. Watch some videos about healing your sacral chakra or your third eye, or you watch some videos around healing a specific thing, whatever comes out in your writing. If you need a teacher, find a teacher. There's millions of books. There's thousands of people on YouTube. There's thousands of really amazing teachers, maybe hundreds of really amazing teachers. Because that's the time we're living in. The time of amazing teachers, amazing healers. So give this a try. This is a very quick little process that I use that I'm like, okay, stop. Just put it down, turn your attention to something else, do a little deep breathing, get a little creative, ask your guides, what do I need to know right now? Don't ask them to solve the problem. Ask the question of what do I need to know right now? Because sometimes it can be that that's just not for right now. You're just not needing to go down the road of whatever thing you were trying to do that was stuck. You're not needing to do it right now. There's something else that needs to happen first. Okay? So give this a try. Drop a comment. I want to hear what other steps, I might have forgotten some things that you feel work for you. All right. I would love to have you drop a comment below. I would love to have you as part of our Pathfinder group, because this is the kind of stuff we talk about in the Pathfinder group. Moving on the spiritual path, how to navigate the 3D life. So if you'd like to join Pathfinder, consider this your personal invitation. We do lives every Thursday, and I also do a morning message. If you haven't seen that, I do a morning tarot reading Monday through Friday. We talk about all this stuff. Okay? All right, my loves.